Hello. Hi. I just want to give everybody just a couple of minutes for my audience to build. And then we will get started. So there's Sarah. All right, cool. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm going to be looking away for just a second because I'm going to be sharing this live feed on my Facebook page as well. We're on the Faces page right now, so I'm going to be sharing it to my personal page so that some of my folks can log on and join us. And in the background, you will hear my children, who are loud and noisy. And that's just them. But we're going to talk about them. So, my name is Lacey Buchanan, and while I do not have a craniofacial difference myself, I am the mother to a little boy who has a craniofacial difference. So Faces has asked me to come share my story. I'm still trying to get to the live feed, sorry. Faces has asked me to come share my story with you guys, and I am super excited to do that tonight. So, yeah. My family, a little bit about my family. My husband is Chris. He is an insurance adjuster. And, excuse me. And we live in Middle Tennessee, sort of near Nashville. And we have, we have a 6-year-old named Christian and a 4-year-old named Chandler. And they are fun little boys. And they keep us very busy. I am an author, an attorney, and an advocate for the disabled. So, all right, I think I've got everything shared that I need to get shared from this page. So yeah. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for watching. So that's a little bit about us. And so I just wanted to take a few minutes tonight to tell you guys about who we are, and I'll take a few questions. Hey, Jessica. I'll take a few questions at the end. But the first thing that I wanted to do was read to you guys just a little excerpt from my book. From my book. My book is called Through the Eyes of Hope. And most of you who know me have heard about the book plenty of times, but just in case you don't, I'm trying to get the glare off the screen. Just in case you don't know, this is Christian, and this is our book, and this is our story about our craniofacial journey. And so I was asked by Faces to read you guys a little excerpt from the book tonight, and I wanted to do that. And I just wanted to, so for this, I actually picked out a section, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about why I picked it out. Because this is Faces, and this is talking about craniofacial differences. And so I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about, so when Christian was young, we searched for a surgeon who we felt that we could trust with Christian's care. And it was really a difficult time for us to not know what was going to happen next, and where we were going to go and when Christian was going to get his surgeries. And it was a very scary time for us. And I documented in the book, and it's going to take more than just a little, reading. But I talk a little bit about sort of the process of getting Christian. We live in Tennessee, like I said, and we ended up having some of his surgeries in Indianapolis, Indiana. And so I wanted to read a little excerpt that sort of talks a little bit about sort of the process and what sort of went on behind the scenes at that time. So I'm going to read you guys just a little bit from my book, and if you're interested and you want to read more, there's a link in the title section of this video that you can go and order the book. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, anywhere like that. So, okay. So, this is called Going the Extra Mile. I wasn't willing to skimp on Christian's care, so we pinched every penny and tightened our belts. While we were overjoyed with just the sheer possibility of having other surgeons look at Christian's case, our financial situation concerned me. Even though I felt like the last few months had been a nightmare, God was working behind the scenes. To offset costs, Julie, who was one of our friends, organized a fundraiser that helped cover the expenses of our air travel and to help make up for Chris's unpaid time off. On top of that, we weren't charged for the medical consultations. We were blessed to visit her office to express our gratitude to her coworkers' support and generosity. Even the workplace atmosphere reminded me of creativity and goodness. We walked into an artistic workspace. Instead of wall-to-wall cubicles, like a call center, the stations were broken up with a few cubicles in one corner and open tables along a wall. Everyone seemed to have a lot of personal space and freedom to decorate their area with pictures and special knickknacks. The entire space felt inviting. They'd already gone above and beyond with the fundraiser, but Julie's company went the extra mile. Her co-workers escorted us to a long, narrow conference room with a projector at one end of the table and boxes of pizza at the other. As people took their lunch break, they came in, shook our hands, and grabbed sodas and slices of pepperoni and cheesy goodness. We had an amazing time. So that's just sort of, I wanted to give you guys sort of a look at how many things and how many people were in play at the time when we were trying to get Christian to the right fit for him, the right doctor's office for him. Excuse me. And so we had, Julie was just one person mentioned there. There's another story in there about another person who really stepped up and helped us. And, you know, it was a lot of God putting people in our path and helping us to go the direction that we needed to go to get Christian the care that he needed to take care of his craniofacial issues. And so, yeah, so again, this is the book, Through the Eyes of Hope, and I know it's backwards for you guys, and I have no idea how to fix that, or I would. But I wanted to let you guys also say hi to Christian real quick, and Chandler, if you guys would like. So I've got my phone plugged up, so I'm going to unplug it here for you. And I'll let you guys say hi to them because they're fun, and then I'll take some questions from you guys if you have any. So hi, Becca. Thanks for watching. Hi, Glenda. Hi, Adele. Hey, Christian, come say hello. We have a different audience tonight. It's on our Facebook page. Can you say hi?
Hi.
We're on Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah, talk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let Mommy hold the phone and you talk.
I want to hold it.
Do you want to tell everybody your dinosaur joke?
No.
No? Okay.
I want nothing.
You want to do nothing? Okay. Well, why don't you blow everybody a kiss? Hey, Parker's watching. You say hi.
I can't see.
Yeah. Oh, look at that smile. Parker's his little friend. He loves Parker. Oh.
Who's watching me? Yeah.
Parker and Tanya.
Tanya.
Yeah. Lots of people are watching. Yeah. So this is sweet Christian. Christian, how old are you?
No. I'm 6.
You are 6. You're a big boy, huh? Chandler, you want to come say hi? Chandler, show everybody your new Legos. Chandler got some Legos this week, so we'll let you. Whoop. Come here. Come say hello.
Hello.
Show them your Legos. Wow. So, have some fun, boys. They're a lot of fun. Do you want to say anything else, Christian, before you go?
I don't want to do anyone.
Look at this.
Oh, okay. Do you want to say hi to a few people?
No.
No. He's over it. Okay. Tanya's at her house. He found out his little friend Parker was watching, and he's smitten, y'all. He loves Parker. So, yeah. So, oh, and one more person you guys have to meet. Y'all can meet my husband, Chris, as well. You want to come say hi? He's like, oh, you're putting me on the spot. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. they'll start responding in a minute. So that's Chris. Well, you guys can see these are our pups too. This is Steel and Cow. Hi, boys. Yeah, they're like, ooh, you said my name. And we have a kitty cat named Lainey, and she is not around. She runs when the dogs are around, or Chandler. So anyway, so yeah. So I guess I am happy to take any questions that you guys might have about Christian's craniofacial difference, about the book, about our family, about anything that you guys might want to know about us. Because this is the Faces page, I'm happy to share any questions that you might have about like craniofacial differences, or just anything like that. So you don't have to be afraid of asking the wrong question. We're very open about Christian's condition. We're very open about things that I know people are uncomfortable talking about as eyes to us, and we're not uncomfortable with it. That's just who Christian is to us. We think he's beautiful. And we love him, and so it's not a bad thing to ask questions about. It just sort of is. So if you guys have any questions, then I'm happy to answer them. So Tina asks, is Christian going to need any surgeries in the upcoming future? So yes, Christian has a lot more surgeries to go for sure. His surgeon moved to New York, and we're actually trying to follow his surgeon there, but just getting everything coordinated is very, very hard. Because it's just really far from us. So, yeah. My friends at Faces who are watching asked me, what would you tell parents who are expecting a child with a craniofacial difference? There are so many fears and worries and concerns and unknowns when you know that your child is going to have a craniofacial difference and you are not, they're not born yet. We were at that point at one time. It's terrifying. And the problems don't go away once the child is born. I mean, not the problems, but the concerns, the worries, the fears, and things like that. But what happens once the child is born is that, and you get to see their beautiful face, and you get to really understand their craniofacial difference. I have found that the craniofacial difference it matters so much less because, that's just the face that you wake up and see every day. That's just who your child is. And so, when I see Christian, I don't think, oh, he's got a difference. I just see Christian. I see who he is. I see, I just see Christian. I don't see a craniofacial difference. I don't see, the deficits, if you will. And so, although there will be worries and there will be concerns, that's a kid for you, right? Kids will worry you anyway. Chandler worries me as much, But, those things, we manage them one day at a time, and we just enjoy getting to be Christian's parents. And, yeah, Carrie, they're your baby regardless, and so, yeah. Mary asks, where in New York is our surgeon? He is in New York City, right in New York City. It's just really, really far for us. Jim asked, how much does Christian understand about his condition? He seems very upbeat and positive and a sweet child. So Christian's only 6, and he has some developmental delays because of his vision impairment, but his condition is not something that we don't talk about. It's not taboo. It's not something we can't mention. So if Christian asks questions, we state facts for him. Christian is blind. It's not like a bad thing. It's not a bad word. It's like saying I have blonde hair. It's just a fact of who Christian is. So he knows that he's blind because we've told him, but he doesn't really understand what that means even, he doesn't understand that he's different than other people because he can't see other people, to know that he looks different. He can't see himself to know that he looks different. They're wrestling and he just scared me. Tina, yes, Christian is completely blind. Boys, see, kids will just worry you. They're roughhousing and just scared the snot out of me. I thought Christian was hurt when he was playing. Boys, I'm a boy mom. Which basically means my nerves are shot. So yeah, so Christian understands, Christian understands that he has differences in the sense that they are facts. Like Chandler understands that he is a boy, or that he understands that he's wearing a red shirt today. Things like that. It's just a fact. It's just what it is. It's not a bad word. So we just, it just is. So yeah. Rhonda asks, what would I like to see Christian become as an adult? So I really see Christian doing something in media. He loves anything to do with media. He loves computers, phones, technology in any way and form. And he loves being up in front of people and speaking. Like when I do speaking engagements, he loves getting up on the stage and speaking into the microphone and stuff like that. So I really hope that maybe one day he'll sort of take over what I've started and start being an advocate and a voice for people with disabilities. And I hope it'll resonate even more with people because it's him talking and not me, who doesn't have a disability. So my friends at Faces asks if I can talk more about being a disability attorney. So I am an attorney, but I'm actually not really getting to practice too much yet because of the book coming out. I'm traveling so much for the book, and I got my license to practice law 2 months before the book came out, and which was at Christmas time, and so that was crazy. And so I'm starting to do some advocacy work and things like that, but it's very slow to start. But what I really want to do is any sort of legal work that a family with a child with disability, or any family member, not just a child, but if you have a family member with a disability, I want to be able to help you with whatever legal needs you might have. And I want to do it in a way that families who have a disabled member can actually afford it. Setting up estates so that a child that's going to need extended care will be taken care of after the parents are gone. Representation against insurance companies for appeals. Representation against Social Security, just anything like that is kind of what I'm passionate about. And I've been doing it for years already because of Christian, just not in a legal capacity, just as a mother and an advocate. And now, so I want to do that in a legal capacity too. So when everything with the book settles down, I will hopefully do that. Samantha asked, does Christian get mad when he can't accomplish everything he would like to? Christian gets mad in the way that you would expect any child to get frustrated when they're trying to do something and can't. Christian's very stubborn and very independent and very hard-headed, and if he wants to do something, he goes for it. He does not let his disability stop him at all. So there's very few things that Christian can't do, y'all. Very, very few. And how is Chandler towards his brother? Samantha asks. Chandler is Christian's protector. He watches out for his brother. Christine asks, when he says he sees color or light, have you ever held up colored lights to see if he can tell you what it is? Christine, he can see light, and so I have held up colored lights to him, and as far as I can discern, I don't think he can distinguish colors, but he was younger. It's been several years since I've done that. I should probably try it again and just see if he can, tell me now, because it's him processing that information and then verbalizing it back. So, I don't know what got mixed up in verbalization, and because he is developmentally delayed there and stuff. So I should try that again. Yeah. So Chantel kind of asked something along those same lines about Christian and his vision. Christian can see really bright lights. If I turned my phone flashlight on and held it up about right here, this far from his face, he would be able to know where it was and grab it. He can see sunlight, if he's been in shadows, things like that. But that's about it. That's the limit of his vision. Brandy asks if I'm going to be in Indiana. I actually am going to be in Indiana in August 17th in Wabash, Indiana. I will be speaking there. Let's see if there's any more question. Chandler can see Christian, so does he ever have questions about his brother's disability? So Chandler has only asked a couple of times about Christian, and one of them was recently asked, And, it wasn't even a question. He just said, Mommy, brother has red eyes. And I said, yeah, he does. And that was it. That was the whole conversation. So, yeah. Brett and Samantha Barnett, no plans to travel to Kentucky just yet, but that could change. Faces asks if I have seen Wonder, or if I've read Wonder. I read Wonder years ago, and I loved it. I so related to Augie's mother in the book. And if you guys don't know what Wonder is, I highly recommend you read it. It's a book about a little boy named Augie who's about 10 with a craniofacial difference. And it sort of details, it's fiction, but it details him going into public school for the first time. And it really pinpoints some of the issues that kids with craniofacial differences will be dealing with. And I cried and I laughed and I read the whole book in one day. And I just thought it was amazing. And I can't wait for the movie to come out. So Jessica asked if I'll be coming to Florida. I was actually just in Florida earlier this month. At the end of June. So the boys are getting louder, so I have to get louder. Let's see. Hi, Russell. I have not seen a private message from you yet, but I will check. Hey, Chrissy. Hi, Christine. Do Christian's eyes burn or drops needed? A lot of people think that Christian's eyes bother him. And I think that's because they're red, and we associate red with being painful. But this is how I explain it. Christian's eyes, the tissue that you guys see that's red is literally like this. It's the same tissue that's like inside of our mouth, inside of our like nasal cavities, like this stuff right here that's under, that's what tissue you're seeing. Christian's tear ducts work, so he has fully functioning tear ducts. And oops, sorry, I flipped you guys. Whoopsie. Sorry, I'll flip you back. My bad. I was picking a piece of fuzz off my screen and flipped you guys. So his tear ducts work, so we don't have to clean them very often. We don't have to use drops. They're very self-sustaining and very low maintenance, and you wouldn't think that by looking at them, but yeah. Holly asks if there's any hope for procedures that may give Christian the opportunity for an eye transplant. So I have done some research on eye transplants. They are not a thing yet. I didn't know that. Whole eye transplants are not a thing yet. Cataracts can be transplanted. I did read an article recently that said that, excuse me, that the first whole eye transplant is expected to be done before the end of this decade. That would be 2020, and it's 2017. So that's thrilling to me. I wouldn't let Christian be the first person they tried on, but if I'm glad that by the time it's happening, he's old enough to tell me whether he wants to do it or not. So if that, I'm praying that happens in the future, and if it does, we would do everything we could, to look into it and see if that's a possibility for Christian. But ultimately, I think we would let Christian decide. Brett and Samantha asked, how do I explain to other kids about Christian's disability? So I keep it very simple, depending on the age level. A lot of times, by the time a child gets to be about 10 or 12, they don't ask anymore, which, boo. I'd rather them ask, because I know they're curious. But, I try to keep it simple and just say that that's how Christian was made. And a lot of them are like, what? And I'm like, well, you have red hair, I have blonde hair. That's how we were made. Well, Christian's eyes was given eyes like that. And I never try to say things that will scare them, like, that Christian's eyes were taken or anything like that, because a lot of times kids can't process things like, is that going to happen to them next? And so we try to keep it very simple, very upbeat and happy. And then I always try to redirect the conversation to something like, if the kid is wearing like a Minion shirt. My boys love Minions. I'll be like, oh, Christian loves Minions. And I'll say, Christian, can you tell our friend here about the Minions? And Christian will start talking about Minions. And then, it's sort of relational. And I try to focus on the relationship rather than on the difference. But we talk about the difference because, we need to address it. So, yeah. Laura asked if what I was talking about earlier with Christian's eyes, if that means his optic nerve is intact and functional. Yeah, as far as we know, Laura, we actually had an MRI done on Christian when he was born. We didn't, the hospital did, because they just needed to know what was going on, and his optic nerves were fine. And the doctors were kind of like telling us, oh, he's not going to have them or whatever, and they were fine, and the doctors were kind of shocked that they were good. So, yeah. Let's see. Danny, I hope you loved the book, and thank you for the interview yesterday. Let's see.
Is already finished.
Crystal and Stephanie, thank you for the compliments. Adele, thank you for the sweet compliment. You guys have asked some really great questions. Rebecca, nice to have you on here. Thank you for following. Hi, Dottie. Good to have you on. Proud Mama Amos asks, oh, and Brett and Samantha asks how you guys can get the book. So here's the book, just so you guys know what you're looking for. And sorry, it's reversed. I don't know how to flip it for you guys here. But it's called Through the Eyes of Hope, and it's got a picture of Christian and I on the cover, so you should be able to find it easily. Christian's one of a kind, And I put a link in the title of this video to Amazon to find it. But if you don't want to do Amazon, you can go to Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart online, any of those online, Amazon included, and just search for Through the Eyes of Hope, and you will be able to find it. It is definitely out there, and if you're planning on trying to find it in store, I would call first. Barnes & Noble, Books A Million type places, I would call first and ask for them to get it for you, because it's hard to find in store. It was only in select stores. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read questions and talk at the same time. Leanne says, thanks for opening up your family to us. I am more than happy to do so. We enjoy it. Yeah. So, are there any more questions? Oh, Karen says, I'm a mother of one, and you have been to college, written a book, and I'm just wondering where you find your energy and how you did it, and if I can have advice on that. Yeah. So the first thing I say is it was not easy at all. It was very hard, but going to law school was something I really wanted, and I wanted it so bad that it didn't matter how hard it was. I was going to do it, and I determined that the time was going to pass whether I was in law school or not, and so I just did it. I plugged away at it, and I didn't get a lot of sleep. There was a lot of nights where I wanted to sleep, and I just couldn't. It was a lot of doing things I didn't want to do in the moment, because I knew that in the future it was going to benefit me, and I would be happy later on that I did it, So it was sort of delayed gratification type stuff, So yeah, but you can do it, Karen. You can go to school or have a career and be a mom at the same time, and it's not easy. It is so not easy. And having support helps. I've had my parents to support me and things like that, my husband, and that has helped tremendously as well. And a lot of good friends have supported me along the way. But yeah, so Crystal says, my daughter was born with a cleft palate. You actually helped guide me through her NICU stay. She had a palate surgery 2 years ago in April. She had what looks to be 2 small holes in the roof of her mouth, but the doctors say it's not holes, it's just indentions. I see holes. What do you suggest? I think they're going to have to take a closer look. If there's food going through it, if she's getting like a lot of sinus infections from it, things like that. But then again, I guess you have to balance too. Is it affecting her speech? If it's not causing issues, I would consider just leaving it alone. But if there are issues that you think might be tied to that, then I think they might need to take a closer look, get up in there with a flashlight or, like a small camera. So, yeah. Stephanie asks how I cope with people staring. Benefit of the doubt. That is my first thing. I give people the benefit of the doubt 99% of the time. If you guys read my blog post last week, I was struggling. I was having a hard day. But most of the time, I just give people the benefit of the doubt that they're just curious, that they're not trying to be mean or rude. If somebody just said something rude, they're not going to get politeness from me. I'm going to stand up for Christian. I'm not going to be ugly to them, but I'm going to stand up for Christian and defend him. But, most of the time when we get the stares and stuff, I really think people are just curious. Christian doesn't look like other people. So, of course, it's going to elicit a response. I get that. And I just give people the benefit of the doubt that they mean well. And it gives me the opportunity sometimes to open up you know, the floor and share things about it. So, yeah. So I think I don't see any more. Crystal, so she is having foods coming out her nose. Then it sounds like she had, you know, that the holes may be causing some issues. Rebecca, is the book available in the UK? The only way I know to get it in the UK is Amazon, and it's taken a while, unfortunately. Boo. Russell, I am near Nashville, Tennessee, actually. So, yeah. Okay, well, it is a little after 7. We've been on here for about 35 minutes. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I won't keep you. I know it's dinner time. We've got chili in the middle of the summer cooking, so we like chili. Oh, Lindsay's asking, too, where she can find the book. So I'll do that one more time. Hi, Ivy. Ivy Weimer, even though you're still Ivy Womack to me forever. Ivy's my cousin, and she's watching. So, Through the Eyes of Hope is available wherever books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart online. Check it out. You can check out the link in the description of this video. In the title of this video, actually. I don't think I put it in the description. I think it's in the title. Yeah, find it there. Or you can just go like to Amazon and search. Yeah, so it's really easy to find, but you want to find it online. It's hard to find in stores. I couldn't tell you which stores have it and which don't. So thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Please like the Faces Facebook page. They support craniofacial awareness, and that's near and dear to my heart. And all you guys who are watching from my page that love Christian, you know, it's a great page to be on. Jennifer, yes, the book is in all 50 states. And yeah, so you guys have a good evening. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it so very much. And you can find Christian and I on Facebook, for those of you who aren't from my page, at Lacey and Christian Buchanan. So thank you guys. Have a good evening.